The MVP, now one of the most controversial awards in all of sports. From record-breaking seasons to team success and voter fatigue, there are too many variables in this process. But the 2024-25 NBA MVP race is following this trend almost down to a T. How did we get to this point? I'm Jerry, and this is a Clutch original on how the NBA MVP became the most controversial award in all of sports, and how it will affect the MVP race in 2024-25. You might think this award has just recently seen the rise in controversial and pity MVP recipients. But this has been going on much longer than you think. The MVP award has become controversial for a number of reasons. And we can actually look at one recent example that might have led to how the MVP award is looked at today. Because some people don't like when one person is winning all the time. Since 2020 through 2024, Nikola Jokic has won 3 out of the 4 MVPs. Widely enough, the only year Jokic did not win MVP in this time frame was also the year his team won the NBA Finals, and he won Finals MVP. Now, in this season, Joel Embiid did win the award and had a stellar season, playing 66 games, while putting up 33 points and 10 boards per game. But the Sixers were 11-5 without Embiid that year, while the Nuggets were 5-8 without Jokic. Was it voter fatigue, or that great of a season by Embiid? And team success, as mentioned, is a huge factor. There's one player in recent history that saw this to an extreme. Remember Steph Curry's 2020-21 season? He put up a career-high 32 points and 5.3 pointers per game, to go along with 5 rebounds and 6 assists per game, lifting a depleted Warriors roster to the play-in against the Lakers. And Golden State was just 2-7 when he wasn't in the lineup. However, this wasn't enough for Steph to earn his 3rd MVP. It's just a fact. You need your team to play well to win the award. But it has appeared to slowly change. Since 2000, there are only 3 players to win MVP while on a team that was not a top 2 seed in their conference. Those players? Russell Westbrook in 2016-17, Nikola Jokic in 2020-21, and Joel Embiid in 2022-23. Oddly enough, it has been more recent history that's gone more stat heavy. So, in this time, all of the players to win MVP outside of the top 2 seeds occurred in the last 10 years, with 3 out of the 4 since 2020. Yes, you need to win. But if you're putting up unreal numbers, the award has gone to that player. Again, we go back to Steph Curry's 2020-21 season. The winner that season was Nikola Jokic, who helped lift the Nuggets to a 47-25 record and the 3rd seed in the Western Conference, while the Warriors finished just 39-33, good for 9th in the West. Then things slightly changed, because Jokic put up such absurd numbers that he was able to win the MVP the next season, with the Nuggets finishing 6th in the West. So with this in mind now, how will this affect 2025? Because each top MVP candidate throughout the year has been in some very different situations. Since becoming a franchise cornerstone around 2017-18, Jokic has now become a perennial MVP candidate. Arguments against him? Voter fatigue. And team record with the Nuggets being in the middle of the pack of the Western Conference. Arguments for Jokic. He's putting up a career-high 30 points, 10 assists, and 2 threes per game through 35 games, and is well on his way to yet another historical season. Giannis has been a steady top 3 candidate all year, putting up 31 points, 12 boards, and 6 assists, and the Bucks are just 3-3 without him. Also, the complete 180 the Bucks have taken is on his side. Milwaukee started the season now 2-8, and flipped that all around by winning the NBA Cup and reaching the top half of the Eastern Conference. As we have seen, team success is important in an MVP race. But before we get to the number 1 contender, there's a handful of really great players that deserve some recognition. After discussing all the possible variables of stats and team success, names like Victor Wembanyama, Karl Anthony Towns, and Jason Tatum fit the bill. But no other player has been getting the same type of MVP hype in the 2024-25 season. Then, SGA has done something this season that is key to MVP contention: consistency. While he's putting up 31 points, 6 assists, and 5 boards per game, he also has at least 30 points in 24 out of his 40 games, and only missed 1 game at the time of this recording. They do say the best ability is availability, and SGA has performed while playing all the time. It also doesn't hurt that he put up 40 points against the East-leading Cavs on January 16th. Which brings up the question, is SGA's overall consistency, combined with team performance, too good for someone like Nikola Jokic to surpass this season? While fans and media can throw every argument in the book against other players, it's also difficult to look at what these top candidates are doing and not watch it all. So whether it comes down to insane stats or incomparable team success, one of these players will likely win MVP this season. Who do you think is this season's MVP?